Alright, so like the video said, the primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. This time we're working on the secondary colors, which are colors that are mixed together by using primary colors. So red and yellow make orange. And you mix together red and yellow, it makes orange. Blue and yellow make green. And red and blue make purple. Alright, so these are secondary colors we're working with in our art today. Okay, I'm also going to have yellow and brown, though they are not secondary colors. These are the secondary colors. So I want you to take your book or your piece of paper. I want you to turn it sideways so it's nice and wide. Okay, it's big this way. It's not very tall, but it is big this way, wide. And we are going to use our secondary colors to draw a picture today. I actually want you to start with purple. Let's start with purple. I love lines. I love lines so much because you can't draw anything without lines. So right in the center of your paper, right in the middle, I want you to start with what's called a spiral line. That's what we did with Pete the Cat's tail. We're going to go around and around and round and around. Oh my goodness. And not only going to do one of those, I'm going to do another one over here. They're not going to touch though. Don't let them touch. One and around and around and around. Alright, so now, what do these spiral lines look like? I think they look like snails. So now I'm going to put aside my purple and I'm going to come back with my orange. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on the snail roller coaster. I'm going to start where it's nice and thick, okay, of my snail shell, and I'm going to go over and up, 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 up. I'll move my hand so you can see. Up, 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 up. And I'm at the top of the hill, and I go down the hill. And then at the bottom of the hill on the snail roller coaster, I go underneath my shell. Come back, come around the last curve, and back into the station. So I want you to try that. You go up the hill, down the hill, on the little bunny hills, come around the final curve and back into the station. Alright, well my snail's interesting. So now I've used two of my secondary colors. And I'm going to come back and I am going to add eyes to my snail. I'm going to have two eye stalks. It's just 4 lines. And at the top, try and draw a circle for each eye. You might have seen these out in your garden. I'm going to add the letter C and then a backward C. And my snail is super duper happy to be out today. So now we got a snail. My snail has another line following those bunny hills at the bottom and maybe a few spots here and there. So that's one snail. My other snail I'm going to have coming out of the shell. So I'm going to come out, around, come back into the station. So I've got this snail that's coming out of the shell and it's moving forward. I'm going to put eye stalks on the front of my snail. And then I'm going to add circles. This snail is moving forward, and you can add some spotty dotties. Maybe a little bump right there. But he's looking where he's going, so we'll add another wrinkle down there. Perfect. 2 snails to work with. My snails have a problem, just like Pete the cat had a problem though. They're floating out in space. So I'm going to use one of my colors that is not a secondary color. I'm going to use brown, and I'm going to draw a wavy line behind my big snail. So now they are on the ground. And maybe there are some pebbles on the ground. Very good. Because these guys are small. We're looking down at small creatures. Alright, so now, since we're small and we are looking down at these creatures, we are mini, tiny, just like our creatures, because our snails look pretty big on our paper. Now we need to have big grass blades with green. And these are just big, spiky looking things. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. And some of them pop out from behind my snail. So now I've got some grass, and I can come back in with my other color that is not a secondary color. This is a primary color, remember? I'm going to add some circles for the middles of flowers behind my snails. And I'm going to come back in. You can use either purple or orange, our secondary colors, to come back in and make these have petals. Oop, I went off the edge of the paper, and that's okay. Come down and give the flowers a stem, and they may have some leaves, so it could be an oval and an oval. And since our snails travel along the ground, snails leave behind slime trails, so I can take my green and go bleh. Bleh. You can tell exactly where my snails have been. Bleh. Bleh. Alrighty. Now comes the fun part of coloring in. You can add things like stripes to the snail shells if you want, or spots. Those are fun. Kind of like the seaweed we did with the turtles. Alright, and maybe they have some purple dots on them as well. And we can come back and make these shells look very pretty. But remember, orange, purple, and green are our colors. So I want you to go back in and I want you to color everything nicely, neatly, but you should have some beautiful secondary color snails to celebrate the secondary colors. And I'll have a finished example for your parents to show you in the lesson. So I can't wait to see you in person. Bye-bye.